You're listening to Turi Writers' She Said What podcast. I'm Turi, along with Marcy Persky. In this installment, Arizona wildlife feels right at home on Marcy's front porch. And if a messy house is the sign of a disordered life, what does an unopened moving carton signify? I left it to the spousal unit to deal with the air conditioning, which is why it's about 95 degrees in here right now.
I can empathize.
And humid.
There's no air conditioner back in this last room of the house.
We will need to speak fast. That's what we
No
need
humidity here, though.
Talk fast. Otherwise, I'm going to sweat on my equipment and short it out.
Okay, I'm going to talk fast. Here is, what's the word? Oh, man. Now all of a sudden
An update?
I'm like,
The latest? A report?
no, two things that are the opposite.
Contradiction?
That's good enough.
Contrast?
Dichotomy, maybe?
Okay. Contrast, contradiction, dichotomy, diversion. I don't know what you're looking for here.
I just read this like whole article on dementia, and I think that I may have absorbed something just in reading the article. But okay, here's my today issue: is that we obviously depend on the internet and on social media for people to listen to us.
Yes.
Well, social media is like driving me friggin' nuts. And I really want to be like one of those celebrities that says, oh, I don't use social media. I never sign on because I don't want to know what people are saying about me, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. But A, I'm not famous. B, there's no celebrity left in me if there ever was any. But people keep
can I add
posting.
something to that? Yeah. Those people are lying. They have people to do their celebrity logging on and off if they don't do it themselves. Somebody does it and then filters it and goes to them and says, oh, great goddess of whatever, this is what they're saying about you. Or they deliberately weed out what people are saying. They're lying, the celebrities. They're just lying.
Well, I need someone like maybe Kevin, my goat, or one of my dogs to do that for me.
An ombudsman.
Because,
Or
yes.
in the case of a goat, an ombudsman.
Yes.
Yes.
If I see one more picture of a rattlesnake on Nextdoor, the app that goes for the neighborhood,
Yeah.
I'm going to turn into an agoraphobic. And I will never leave my house ever, ever, ever again. Because, yes, I know they are everywhere. And I know that they look like gopher snakes. And everyone's finding them on their front porch, in their backyard. There's giant bugs. They're taking pictures of everything that scares me is active right now. And I will not walk outside in the dark. I'm afraid I'm going to step on something that's going to kill me.
Don't you have those motorcycle boots you used to wear?
Actually, yeah, I still wear them.
Yeah, if you just wear those.
Well, I don't want them to get bit by a rattlesnake and then have venom holes.
Venom holes?
I don't know.
Oh, for
I'm
Pete's
just
sakes.
like, this is just like freaking me out. I'm not scared of mountain lions. I'm not scared of anything that is out in the open, like badgers and bobcats and that kind of stuff. But things that hide.
But you just got through telling me that the rattlesnakes are right out in plain view. The ones that are hidden are no problem, right? They're away from your
No, they're all
path.
a problem. I'm afraid to walk in my yard anywhere.
Okay, well, I, who live in the city and know nothing really about these things, but have watched plenty of YouTube videos, again, the social media, and have a childhood full of parents who insisted that I watch only educational programs like Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. Notice that branding persists a half a century later.
We used to watch that too.
And the Field Museum and all kinds of... I know this much. They will avoid you if they can. That much I know.
Not when they're knocking on your door.
Oh, come
sitting
on.
on
You're
your
just
doorstep.
being unreasonable now.
Last night, I swear to God, this is no exaggeration, okay? I went outside to look at stars because it was really beautiful. And a bug flew at me that was bigger than a hummingbird. And it wasn't a hummingbird, it was a bug. And I ran so fast, I almost wet my pants. Almost. Not quite, but almost.
Do we need to get you like some kind of portable bug net, like a parasol with a bug net that hangs down over the sides of the parasol so that you move like one of R2D2 inside a little like bubble?
Well, I think better. My husband, who listens to our show religiously, needs to go buy some screen
For
and
what?
screen that deck in
Oh, you want
so
the
that rattlesnakes and big
oh.
bugs can't get in there.
So this whole podcast so far today is just an elaborate honey-do list is what you're telling me.
Well, it's just one thing.
Yeah.
But no, I wish that people would stop posting stuff like that without a trigger warning.
You
You might
realize
worry
you
about
hate
getting
trigger
attacked by a
you
rattlesnake
you
if you look at
hate
this
trigger
picture.
warnings. You consider those
No, I
just
do.
you don't
I'm changing my mind. It's
okay.
96 degrees. I'm changing my mind.
All right.
Which is a record, by the way.
96 degrees
Yeah.
up there in the
At
mountain.
7,000 feet.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty hot. That'll toast you really fast.
Yeah.
No need to cook.
Oh, we're not cooking. I ate muffins for dinner last night. I went to Sam's Club and bought muffins.
Let them cook.
Yep.
Muffins
Exactly.
for dinner. Muffins for dinner. That sounds like some kind of children's book. Oh, I know. Bread and jam for Francis. That's what it sounds like. Muffins for dinner.
Francis.
That's a real one. I love that book.
I know.
Love
No,
that book.
I love the Francis books too. Yesterday at Sam's Club, I bought an interactive green eggs and ham book.
An interactive?
Yeah, it's got little things that you touch, and it makes noises.
Oh, that's a desecration of green eggs and ham.
Well, when you're reading it to a 5-month-old, not really.
I guess if you're reading it to a 5-month-old. That's how I figured out one of my kids had dyslexia. I would read it and wait for the rhyme to come, and the kid would look at me like, what? You expected something? You expecting something? Read the freaking book, Mom. Yeah.
You can never have too many kids' books.
I have that's what I say from their childhoods are these giant bins. I started to figure out that if I schlep around any more childhood memorabilia, I will have filled up an entire U-Haul and not even have gotten to my stuff.
Probably.
That's
why we had a big sale and made all the kids come and take whatever they want.
You're just lording it over me. No, I'm keeping the children's books, but the handmade rocking horse that the grandparents got and that kind of stuff.
I keep some of that stuff.
Well,
like I've said many times before, I have a goat shed full of boxes that haven't been opened in 15 years. Now I'm afraid to open them because I picture they're full of black widow
rattlesnakes.
spiders.
No, rattlesnakes.
No, rattlesnakes can't get in there, but
how do you know?
We have found black widows in there.
You won't know till you open them.
Yeah, well, it ain't going to be me.
Well, the thing about the kids' stuff is actually it's not even so much about keeping the stuff at a certain point. It's that you don't want to feel like a moron for having moved it to 3 different houses. If you give up at the fourth house, you've just capitulated and admitted that you were stupid to move it the first 3 times. That's
probably another reason why I'm afraid to open those
That's really
boxes.
what it is. It's just a fear of looking like an idiot. It's not about my kids or what I want them to have. It's just that I don't want to admit that I was an ass to move them the first 3 times.
I found a box that contained everything I kept on my desk while I worked at UPI in like the 1970s, early 80s.
Anything good?
No, there's like a little giraffe statue that I have no idea where it came from. That really ugly pictures, weirdo stuff, people who have long died but made me laugh back then. It was just like this little box of crap that just kept getting moved all the time.
And what'd you do with it this time?
Put it in the goat shed.
Yeah, that's what you do. You just put it in the goat shed. Thanks for listening to the Turi Writers She Said What podcast. Since you've made it to the end, you might want to know that my book, She Said What? A Life on the Air, is not only available in print, but now also in complete audiobook form, narrated by me and available on Audible.